Some people call me a bad apple. Yeah, I may be bruised, but I still taste sweet. Some people call me a bad apple, but I may be the sweetest apple on the tree.
Welcome to the Cage Against the Machine podcast, where we celebrate the ridiculous action movie star Nicolas Cage. I am your host, Adam Harvin. Today's guest is comedian Seth Mulson.
Hello.
All right. Before we get started, we're going to do a little word from our sponsors.
Let's say another word, will we?
No, not at all right,
Mr. Riley just put it on my tab.
Okay, now that we're back, flip your TVs to Netflix and look up The Runner, the 2015 movie The Runner with Nicolas Cage, of course. And I'm going to give you a 10 count, and you can sync it up and watch it along with us. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Plus the buffering time.
Paper Street Films, a classic film company.
I'm sure they've put out a lot of not very awarded videos.
Another company I've heard of. KGB, I have heard of them. They're not good people.
I looked at, I forgot the director's name on this movie, but he had a bunch of movies I've never heard of before. So.
Oh, okay. That's promising.
So this movie is about the BP oil spill.
Okay. No wonder the KGB had something to do with this then.
Sure, it's propaganda from BP.
You guys don't know what's going on. We do. This is live footage of 2010.
I don't think this movie's going to be as good as the movie Deepwater Horizon.
No. But let's not jump to judgment yet. There's our man.
The fact that he's been pulling off as being as bald as he is and still being a major actor is pretty impressive.
He looks good bald.
He's a,
Baldy.
yeah, him and Jude Law
Yeah.
pulling it off. One thing, so this podcast is, I'm a big fan of Zach Amico's Midnight Spook Show, and I've basically stolen his whole format and everything, but instead of watching shitty horror movies, we're watching shitty Nick Cage movies. And one of the things that he's actually been to film school and everything, so one of the things he always talks about is when you get all these filler shots and like B-roll film in the movie, they're just trying to make it to the feature length.
You got a certain time limit you gotta fill.
Yeah.
No, and see, just like Zach D'Amico's podcast, there's no shortage of horrible, shitty
Oh yeah.
horror movies, and no shortage of shitty Nicolas Cage movies.
Oh, yeah, so we are close to 200 films that he's in.
200.
Yeah, and at a rate of 10 per year or whatever the hell he's doing, we should be good
Yeah.
to not ever run out.
And you know what? A younger me would have thought he's old. But now I don't
He's-
think he's that old anymore.
He's, I think, 51 at the time of filming this. He's currently 57.
57.
Yeah.
I mean, 75's the new retirement age. Keep going, Nick.
I don't think he'll ever be able to retire the way he spends money. He's been, I think, married 5 times is the reason that we get all these sweet movies.
I've passed a lot of people holding up signs on the side of the street, and none of them say anything about working.
Grown to nearly 20 million gallons, which is roughly twice the size of Exxon Valdez. This is the most devastating man-made environmental disaster in U.S. history.
Oh, he's got a freaking Louisiana accent. That's awesome.
Oh my goodness.
People of the Gulf Coast will be living with this reality long after the TV cameras have gone home and the nation's attention is turned elsewhere. Long after the politicians have finished making their statements, these people will continue to suffer. Today, I'm not a federal official. Today, I'm a resident of the Louisiana Gulf Coast. These fishermen, these restaurant owners, these folks who run the bait shops and the corner stores, the people I grew up with, the people my parents grew up with, people I look in the eye every single day.
I'm old enough to know that if a politician is trying to tell you he's a resident, he's lying to you.
Their sons and daughters have bled for this country, and right now they need our help. They need firm commitments from BP and the government that'll not just help them rebuild, but that'll assure them we stand by their side, that we have their backs just like they've had ours.
This is a little bit.
Everything I know,
He hasn't went crazy
everything
eyes
I
yet.
love is at risk.
He's gone politician crazy eyes.
Marches lie along coastal Louisiana. These are America's wetlands. And
That
even though
lip is
it's
twitching.
pretty
That's
short
wild.
still,
That's how Nicolas Cage cries.
Super close up.
it is America's ocean.
Oh, he's crying.
I told you, that's how he starts
is
crying.
Fucking wild.
Thank you.
Colin
That is-
Price is our protagonist's name.
That is top quality acting right there.
That is. And Colin Price, that's a man I could drink a beer with.
Yeah.
He's a great politician. Sarah Paulson?
Last movie, I at least recognized like 2 or 3 other actors. So this one, there was maybe
Sooner or later, these actors and actresses are gonna like realize, like Nick Cage, yeah, no, I'm not doing this movie.
I think the director for this one has done like 4 other Nick Cage movies. So
Okay.
he's-
So, Nick Cage is the Owen Wilson to the director's Wes Anderson.
yeah. Peter Fonda sounds familiar. I don't. Runner. Oh man, he's running.
Oh my god. It's just like the title.
Is
What's his shirt say?
surely
Tulane?
the BP oil spill movie is called The Runner.
Yeah, because that makes sense. It just kept running and running and running, and we just kept getting apology, apology, apology.
Oh, that
Trying to
dude's
clear my
familiar.
head.
It's quite a show you put on.
It wasn't a show.
Oh,
Drop
it'd be
lines about the
racist.
necessity for a central czar. Most important part of the speech.
You were honest, and that's the way it came off.
No.
No, he's a police captain in some
You
show.
haven't heard.
Who else picked it up?
Everyone. Today it appears the sun is shining on the Louisiana congressman nobody knows.
You want to milk this?
I want to milk this shit out of him. And ride it straight into the Senate seat. This is what we've been waiting for.
Oh my god, he's...
Yeah, as a congressman that wants to be a senator.
Well, next you're going to tell me he's got aspirations to be the president.
All right.
Needs another disaster after
Well, we're
this
going
one.
to
Yeah.
use this, Frank, to ensure BP and Transocean take responsibility for what they've done. Shine a light in their goddamn
Seriousness.
faces.
I know.
We're on the 915 on Reagan.
It's kind of scary.
If we're going to do this, we need to be buttoned up.
It's not my
I
style.
think that was code for something. You can't be fucking dudes in airport bathrooms.
Just try and stop me.
Don't get caught doing any of that shit.
Just guard the door. We'll be okay.
He's tapping his foot. He's got a wide stance in the airport.
Big daddies. I want to stop at Big Daddies.
I forgot who got caught, but that dude's. He was like, I got a wide stance because he was tapping dude's foot underneath the stalls. Oh yeah, because Nick Cage is getting looks from hot chicks.
Yeah. It's the suit. They're never looking at me like that,
Maybe
so
she
I
saw
assume
them.
it's the suit.
Maybe she saw him on TV. I bet that is wild to see down there in Louisiana
Yeah.
after Katrina.
I want the Coast Guard and the EPA close to press.
But Frank explicitly said
I
this.
don't care what Frank says. Priority. Let's keep this tasteful.
Would you consider 2020 tasteful?
They're gonna open with you on June 15th.
2020 is the
It
shit.
seems like this speech is gonna have some legs.
They do some of the best murder porn. That kid ate shit, hit a pothole. It'd be hilarious.
It's just now I'm realizing you probably shouldn't be in that nice of a car driving through that neighborhood.
Get back out missing.
Not in suits, at least.
Jan, how you doing this morning?
Unfortunately, the congressman requested this be a closed-door meeting.
Sorry, folks.
Since you were last here, we've made a significant number of changes, just trying to be more aggressive containing the oil.
How often are you receiving shipments of soft moon?
Not often enough.
I'll see what I can find out and circle back. If you need anything else, you call me. You've got my personal number.
Yes, sir.
God damn, to have Nicolas Cage's personal number.
Enlighten me, Mr. Morris. Who do I need to call to get trucks bringing in soft boom every day? Admiral Allen? Goddamn president?
Can we just go ahead and explain what soft boom is? Because I'm a little lost.
You don't think I've been through this before? Katrina, Rita, Gustav, Ike.
Naming the hurricanes. Hurricane Gustav gets overlooked a lot.
Yeah. We all forget about Gustav. Katrina.
It was true 100 years ago, and it will be true in another 100 years. The spill was a tragedy, but it is in everyone's best interest to keep American oil healthy.
My
Is that
husband
BP
isn't
British?
doubting how reliant our local
That's British
economy
Petroleum.
My fund runs a diversified energy portfolio with an emphasis on Gulf producers. I know you've leaned left on energy in the past, but I'm looking to back a horse that will support our interests.
You can find a lot of politicians around here in the party whose interests align with yours. Why me?
God,
You're a winner.
You know what's
Talking
gonna.
about you, Congressman, even in my world.
You know,
You should know
in
I
a
don't
few
care
years,
about the campaign
I'm gonna be
finance.
probably the only person on Earth that's
Welcome
watched
to
every
Senate
Nicolas
seat,
Cage
unless
movie.
you
I don't know if that's a good thing or a
I'm
bad thing.
sorry, I was under the impression
It's a
that
thing.
this was a lobby.
You know, I used to think seeing all the episodes of The Simpsons was cool, and then, you
We
know,
are in the middle
Disney
of
Plus
a
happened.
recession.
If I reference
This
every
election is
conversation
going
to a
be
Nick
about
Cage
the
movie, they're
moratorium
gonna
will be
think,
more devastating than the
what's
spill
wrong with
itself.
this dude?
I don't think you're quite
Absolutely
right.
nothing,
I'm just
man.
advocating for a temporary moratorium. I think we ought to phase out drilling altogether.
Come.
I think he's got his own genre of movies at
Right
this
now it's gonna be
point, though,
pretty damn
right?
sure.
Like, there's horror movies, action movies, anime movies, Nick Cage movies.
Hulu had a section that was just Nick Cage for a little while.
That's
and
right.
I was like, damn it, somebody else is gonna steal my podcast idea.
That's, I mean, like,
It's right there.
Netflix has all these different options that are just, like, bending the genres, like offbeat or cerebral,
Oh, snap.
Nick Cage.
That's the chick from
We'll see.
what's the Kevin Bacon series where it's he's a detective, but he's chasing a serial killer.
Do you have any idea how much
Damn it.
business
I love
Sarah
it.
the firm
Paulson?
does for that man?
Is that who
I
that
didn't
is?
ask
think
you to
so.
do that.
Yeah, she's a
I won't be
freaking
holding
serial
my
killer,
mouth on
and,
anyone else.
That speech was a godsend.
but it's about cults.
Oh, okay.
Kevin Bacon's chasing the dude that's the leader of a cult.
No.
That should be a side project podcast right there. Kevin Bacon movies as well.
I watched.
That ugly motherfucker. He's
Oh.
so beautiful.
I watched. I made my wife watch River Wild the other day.
I don't think I've even seen
It's a Kevin Bacon movie.
What were you thinking?
They rob. It's not a bank. I think it's like an auction. And their escape plan was to take a raft down a river to evade the cops.
Oh, okay. River rafting.
Yeah, it's a river rafting movie.
Heck yeah.
And Meryl Streep is the lead in that.
Okay.
And it's a young Meryl Streep.
They got super happy fun time drugs?
Okay, I'm sorry, Lucy.
Why is she crying?
I'm sorry.
I don't know, but he's sorry for it.
One thing, like watching Zach and Nico's podcast, like he always talks about how movies are shot and stuff like that. And then there's one scene where Kevin Bacon's just floating by and he's like, just waves. And I was like, I wonder how many times they had to drag that fucking raft back up the river and shoot that.
Will you stop doing it, man? Like, can't.
Jeez. Cage doing a sex scene. With a hooker.
No, he's better than this.
I'm so confused.
Is this the first time Nick Cage has ever been begged for sex?
I was about to say, might as well do it at this point. If you get seen leaving a hotel room with a hooker.
Yeah. Even if she isn't a hooker, you might as well do it. Why not?
You're guilty.
You're gonna make better decisions afterwards. You ever try to go out there and make decisions
He just
clogged
said,
up?
oh shit, there's a camera on this elevator.
So wait, is this like Bourbon Street? Yeah. We've been planning a trip to New Orleans, and I'm gonna base my trip solely off of how this movie goes.
Just go shoot, take some pictures everywhere you recognize from the video.
I'm going to.
One of the questions I like to ask: what's the first action movie you remember as a kid?
First action?
Yeah.
Oh god. Probably Armageddon. Is that an action film?
Yeah, I'll consider that action. I mean, Bruce Willis dies.
Yeah. It was intense, and it really freaked me out as a child.
Yeah.
Because it kind of bled through that reality portion too. So I was like, is this gonna happen? Because I don't want Bruce Willis to sacrifice himself for us. Throw Matt Damon out there.
Yeah. Or Ben Affleck.
Ben Affleck, whoever.
Yeah.
I don't care about any of them. We would have gotten rid of those stupid Bourne movies anyway.
We can sacrifice Steven Tyler. I mean,
fuck it. If we're gonna go all the way in on this, send Josh Long out there. I hate Josh Long. I hope this podcast reaches him at some point. Josh Long, I don't like your face. Come at me, bro.
No. Yeah. One of my, like, I don't remember.
You've been sober for 16 years.
I remember the Steven Seagal movies as a kid, like were some of the first ones I remember, and I don't remember specifically which one it was, but I had to look it up. The Fire Down Below, where he's a fireman. I was watching that one way too young with my dad, and there's a scene where they're using some cutters to chop off a dude's fingers.
Oh god!
And I was like, I probably shouldn't be watching this.
What fucking movie was
that stuck with me.
Some Denzel Washington movie. Like, I remember I was probably like 11 or 12. I was at my friend's house, and this guy's got like in a car, and Denzel Washington cuts off his finger, then pulls out the cigarette lighter and like burns the end of it so it won't bleed out. And I was sitting there like, what the fuck? And my friend's like, that's how you do it, man. I never hung out with them after that. I'm not even gonna lie.
I know I've seen that.
It's like Man on Fire.
Yeah, Man on Fire. That's what I was thinking.
I didn't want to say it and sound stupid.
Man on Fire is a badass movie.
Believe me, I really was.
Do you expect me to congratulate you because you tried to keep your dick in your pants?
Ooh.
Oh, she found out,
What is it you
bro.
want to hear?
She said
That I'm
27-year-old
trying to keep
cheerleading coach.
Everything that we worked for?
Well, she's fresh out of cheerleading at that age.
Not everything is about.
And always the background pictures in movies and stuff always like.
I
do they have a
wonder.
day just shooting stupid ass
Like
pictures?
recent ones, I suppose, and then I was like, any movie where I see children photos of like adults, I'm like, you were supposed to be cool in high school or what? Because you look kind of cool.
Uh-oh. Oh, maybe she wasn't a hooker.
right, good job, girls.
Hey,
Good job.
she might work hard for the money.
There's a big bitch in the back. Damn it, Bernice.
Kara, take over a couple minutes, okay? I'm a reporter
I
for
want
the
to see more of the
Gazette.
cheerleaders.
As
though.
uncomfortable as this is, I gotta ask about your relationship with Congressman Price.
There must be some mistake. Honestly, I have no idea what you're talking about.
You've been elected twice in a district that is 60% African American and one that has historically elected black officials since the 70s. What do you think that says about you?
Well, I think it says a lot about the city.
Oh, he should have
I took
stuck with the
office in
relationship, left his
2006
wife for the other girl, and he would have been fine.
Craving change.
Yeah, they'd understand that, Lucy.
Yeah.
How your skin is anymore, what your economic standing is, what people want, what they need is a leader to produce. I spent 8 years in the state legislature. I did a term in city council. My wife is a well-respected attorney around here. So I think it's a matter of trust.
You grew up in a political family.
Yes, sir.
Your father, Rain Price, was mayor during the 70s. He created
That's
numerous
exactly what America
opportunities
needs,
for
is
black
more
populations.
political
I know
generations.
you folks still love your dad.
Dynasty.
Yes, they do.
So,
very much.
one reason
The civil rights movement wasn't popular
Nicolas
in
Cage
the
is so
South back
famous
then.
is
What
his
he did,
uncle is
took guts.
Talk to me
Francis
about his
Coppola. So
post-mayoral career. It's no secret
he changed his name to
that
Nick Cage to not
Rain
benefit
lost
from his
3
last name.
consecutive
His name is
elections
actually Nicolas
and was
Coppola.
involved in a number of
That's an
incidents.
interesting
What
thing.
happened to him?
Yeah, and
Has his uncle put out as many movies as he has?
oh, he's a famous director. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, he's a big time famous director.
Okay.
And yeah, probably he's got a better reputation than Nick Cage, but
I don't
so
imagine that's hard.
I was reading about his spending and of course he's had 5 ex-wives or whatever,
Which makes
but
us that much more devastating.
they say that
And that is precisely
his
why we need to remain
Nick
vigilant
Cage's
while
dad
we need
is
to hold all
actually
parties
the older
accountable.
brother of
BP
Francis
has vowed to pay all
Coppola, and
legitimate
he
claims.
saw how rich his cousins were growing up, and it was like, I want that.
Acting school, man.
Yeah.
And I want people to know I'm going to be there for them.
Hey, he had the fallback too, like director. Uncle.
Don't touch that all with your bare hands.
What's the first Nick Cage movie you remember
Take it
seeing?
out for 15.
Oh, that's a good question.
Terrence?
Oh, fuck.
While you think about it, so for me, I remember watching Raising Arizona on TV when I was little, but I never. I don't think I back then you start a movie just wherever you happen to turn the TV on, and so I never actually really watched it. But I remember Nick Cage being in that.
I love the fuck out of that movie. I'm not gonna lie. There's something
Yeah.
about that
I need
movie.
to. I'm sure I'll go back and watch it on one of these episodes.
Hell yeah. Holler at me for that. I think Raising Arizona was probably the first one I stumbled across him on. I don't remember if he's been in anything, but I remember National Treasure is gonna be my shit. I was so hyped for National Treasure, and I went and saw it, and
Oh, those are. If
I'm
you're a
really
conspiracy
embarrassed.
theorist, if you're like me and into conspiracies, you're like, oh, fuck, National Treasure is awesome.
Hollywood got away with it.
Yeah.
I just most of the plot. Oh wait, no, there's Sarah Paulson. Sorry, there's my retardation there.
Yeah, I don't remember. I think probably Face Off has got to be one of the.
That's the one that.
The early
I mean,
ones.
when you play that one, that will be a first-time watch for me.
Really?
I've saved it. John Travolta, I love him to death. Nicolas Cage, I love him immensely more than John Travolta.
One of my favorite Nick Cage movies so far is 8mm.
I think I remember you talking about that.
8mm is a wild movie. James Gandolfini's in it, and back in the Soprano prime days, the prime time of Soprano.
He was happy and such a good actor and happy to get out of The Sopranos for 5 minutes.
And Joaquin Phoenix has a wild role in it.
Joaquin Phoenix is just an amazing actor.
He plays a dude that works at a porn store that becomes his assistant private investigator.
Joaquin Phoenix has that thing about him. I never recognize him in movies.
Yeah.
And I always think his roles are really well acted out. And then it was I got excited for Joker. Oh.
You're being dramatic.
Oh, am I? This is gonna snowball. Colin's not gonna have one solitary friend in Washington.
Oh, shit.
Every person in America having watched him cry on national television 5 days ago.
Maybe you're right. But we need to stay cool.
Politicians' wives are just
Think
like...
about Owens and the prostitution scandal. That was less than a year ago.
Like, all their husbands are cheating, and they're all just fucking tough it out. Like,
well, I mean, like...
Holland is a white congressman in a black district.
When you're both politicians, you don't want divorce hanging over you.
It made sense where there are at least white voters.
Still does.
it seems like this might be about Bill Clinton.
Yeah, slowly turning into that.
Dude,
Anthony Weiner.
So, have you ever seen the dude's been on TV and stuff, but there's a guy that lives in Little Rock that claims to be Bill Clinton's son, and he's half black.
That's what you should be focusing on.
And, dude, he looks, I mean, just like Bill Clinton.
Can we just go ahead and say, like, it's plausible?
Well, it is absolutely, like, he has a legit story that, like, his mom was a prostitute back then, and,
Bill is from Arkansas.
The Arkansas State Police officers have there's a lot of them that, a lot of them went missing and, suicided themselves. But, a lot of them have stories about the state troopers taking Bill Clinton to meet prostitutes and stuff like that. So it is extremely plausible. And he's, like, sued them multiple times for our DNA test results, and of course you can't do that to politicians. So, but it would be awesome to know.
I'm sorry, I just want to know how Nicolas Cage is supposed to fight BP when he has to sleep on a pull-out couch.
I don't know.
Who cares if he just cheated on you? America is at stake.
Well, she wasn't upset about it until he got caught with the news.
That's true. She's upset that he's in trouble publicly.
Well, and they were mad that she's married to a black fisherman.
Yeah.
This is something that will always piss me off with movies. It's nighttime and you have that much stubble on you. You can go fuck yourself. It takes me a week to grow that much stubble.
What's on your mind?
We got a real problem here. We haven't received a shipment of South Boom in over a week, and we're running real low. Projections show the oil moving west. We don't have enough to protect the western coastline of Mississippi. I'm sorry to call on any personal line service. You did say to reach out if there's an emergency.
You know what's been going on?
What's wrong, sir?
I'm going to put you in touch with my friend Dave Erickson, President of Blackman's Parish. He'll be able to help you.
That's cool, just hanging up on people.
Over the weekend, calls for a
Turns out he's more worried about his public persona than the actual cause that he was fighting for. Politicians, man.
Right. Some fun facts about the runner here. IMDb is rating is a 4.7 out of 10. So, first two movies we have not broke the 5 mark. And then it had a budget of $6 million. Worldwide gross, as of right now, was around $93,000.
We might have pumped it up to $93,007 with this stream.
This is
We don't abandon our family when they make mistakes.
yeah. This is a common theme so far. Is we haven't watched a movie that's actually made money yet.
Okay.
I think they're hoping for a long run of this movie, I guess. I don't know.
As long as you keep it as an option on all streaming devices, you will get some sort of revenue out of it.
I thought Nick Cage would be like David Hasselhoff or Steven Seagal, where they're like just insanely popular in some country, just rank like Russia or Germany, just like.
Does he? He kind of is. I mean, he's a meme on America.
I know, but I don't know the Primal. I don't know if it was originally released in the United States right away. I think it was in like Puerto Rico or something first.
No offense, Mr. Harvin. All right, that's enough. What am I doing here?
Yeah, it has a Rotten Tomato of 24%.
Certified rotten.
And then the audience score was 22, so critics and audience right in there together.
Yeah.
You don't see that too often.
Uniquely qualified on the subject of scandals. Why don't you give your son some advice?
Want my advice? Fuck him.
Fuck the party. Fuck the administration. Hell, fuck the people.
Fuck it, I'll get a drink.
Don't forget.
He's got a potty mouth.
Just gotta fight through it like a man.
Why doesn't your dad have your dumbass accent?
Something funny about what I said.
Like a man? We're in the middle of a disaster here. People are suffering. I can't even leave my house. I've already left these people out to dry.
Are you at your house currently?
Of course not. It was never about that for you.
I was the best mayor the city ever had.
And then you lost again and again. Why are you here? Why is he here?
I understand you're under an enormous amount of pressure, but you need to think about yourself, and you need to think about us. Colin.
Think about us. You have to be reelected. Think about us.
Has a woman ever told you need to think about yourself?
You're not gonna resign.
Don't do it, Nick Cage.
He needs you too much.
Look at the realism. That is a fake Google search.
Yeah.
Notice how Google is nowhere in there because it has a $6 million budget. They couldn't afford Google.
Yeah. Wait, does it say Google right there on the search by image? Look, they blinked it out.
They paid $700 for that company to like, oh yeah, we'll make a fake search.
I wish there was a way to find out how much he got paid for each one, but I don't know how to look that up.
Let's just do this. Let's look up his net worth and divide it out by all the movies he's put in.
Well, yeah, he's got some, I think, like 15 homes, and a couple of them are like multi-million-dollar homes.
Oh, okay, so that's gonna skew the numbers there a little bit.
I'm not retiring.
He's got the Johnny Depp problem.
After the spill's over.
I mean, I don't know if his chick is shitting in his bed or not, but he's got the money spending problem.
Please come back after resignation.
I wonder if he like goes to bed at night like, yeah, I've got several more years of this every single night for the past like 40 years. Like, yeah, I got several more years of this. He really likes Tulane.
As he transitions into the older man roles, it's going to be interesting.
You thought he was a miracle worker?
No, that's why.
Like when he starts coming out with like sage wisdom roles, like Sylvester Stallone these days.
Well, jiu-jitsu is kind of like that, where he's not actually in the movie a lot, and he's, I guess, supposed to be some old sensei dude in jiu-jitsu, which is pretty believable. He knows martial arts.
It's about time. Yeah. I don't know if that's true or not, but it's Nick Cage. He's spent money on worse things than martial arts training.
I mean, Tony Jaa is in that movie, which is why I watched it, because he's from Thailand, and he's probably the modern equivalent of Bruce Lee, but in Muay Thai, and I love that dude. But yeah, the fact that
I don't know what
friggin' Nick Cage is his sensei in this movie is ridiculous or whatever. But
I wasn't the first person you told.
Is she finally upset about it?
This isn't about the spill. Or the people, or you not being able to do your job. You're just scared. You're just scared everyone will stop loving you. Your whores, your father, your constituents. It's
I love the fact that your whores and your constituents are in the same fucking sentence.
Her lines make no fucking sense. She's like, you're just afraid that your whores aren't gonna love you anymore.
That's a good point.
I don't think the people that wrote this have ever been in a fight with a woman.
Or been with a whore. They don't love you.
In real life, that house has been burned down by now.
I'm gonna leave you.
Ooh.
Damn. Well, you get the bed back. You ain't gotta sleep on the pullout anymore.
She's like, I'm gonna fuck all your friends.
Who's that other, like, real successful politician running for the House of Representatives? I'm going to him.
Yeah. Do not have sexual relations with that woman. Can you imagine when Bill Clinton first heard about that pig kept the fucking dress? You're like, God damn it! Who the fuck saw that coming?
Oh my god.
Let's get some reaction now to what we've been hearing from Senator Tom Owens.
I forgot all about having that damn.
What's your immediate reaction, Senator?
I bailed on that joke after I told it once, but I have that a really good line about Monica Lewinsky and a joke that I don't do.
87 days, that's of course how long this has all been unfolding. Give us a little bit of a sense of what
I've got a friend that's in the closet, but he's in the closet like Monica Lewinsky's dress. It's hanging out in there, but it's covered in cum.
What we need to do is find some small town Arkansas bars and just you and me go hit them up. Just do a bunch of Bill Clinton, Hillary Clinton jokes.
Oh, we could clean up in Mena.
Oh, hell yeah. I can get us at the fucking Elks Lodge.
If you go to New York, there's a Haitian population that hate the Clintons.
Mm-hmm. You don't say. What was that, about 200?
Yeah, that's why I'm confused is this cheerleading coach a prostitute or not? Because they keep meeting in hotels and it looked like she was on drugs the first time. I'm
not well versed in prostitute rates, but I think 200 is just a middle road prostitute. Like,
if anybody's gonna have an OnlyFans these days, it's probably a cheerleading coach.
Well, you're absolutely right. You know what the pay is there. Yeah. It's about if you do OnlyFans by yourself, of course.
Yeah.
2 for. That's what they call it. Fiverr on another website.
Oh, back to the theme of the movie, The Runner.
Yeah. He's not a very good one.
No.
He's losing the political run and the race that he was having there.
Colin, it's me. Pick up if you're there. I'm reminding you about your 9 a.m. with Gandalf Fisherman's Co-op. I'm hoping you're already on your way. Please
Gandalf's Fisherman?
Anyway, I'll see you at the foundation.
We try shrimp, but since it's filled, there ain't nothing out there. And I can have a boat on the water for 3 hours, it come back with barely enough to make a gumbo with. People think it don't hurt because they capped the well and they're cleaning up and all that, but I ain't never seen the water this deadly.
I sympathize, Mr. Provich. I do. The Louisiana National simply isn't in a position to help. Seems to me there's a matter you should take up with the claims fund BP set up.
Claims process is fucked. Excuse my English. Ain't none of us got a penny from BP since the emergency funding back in May.
I'm sorry.
These guys have really good grammar.
I was just thinking they should have some accent if they're in Louisiana.
An accent, saying a lot less like enunciated words if they're Louisiana fishermen. Like, y'all ain't got no help.
Now, Bill,
everything seems rusty in Louisiana. Look,
I'm gonna be real.
Everybody get tetanus shots every.
The most Louisiana I've seen in this movie so far is Nicolas Cage.
Nonprofit pro bono for small business owners affected by the spill.
The rest of them just quit giving a fuck. I'm starting to think this wasn't even filmed in Louisiana.
It was filmed in Louisiana.
Was it?
So it says, and all the rust would.
Oh, I guess that's right.
Was it? Tom
Tom
Segura got in trouble for shitting on Louisiana in his special, and I think Daniel Tosh has a better joke over when he's like, he's talking about Katrina. Is like, if there's any place that could use a bath, it's Louisiana. He's like,
Daniel Tosh, man.
I forgot what Tom Segura's line was.
I do too, but I saw him live when he was like trying to reclaim it, and he was starts talking about Arkansas, and I was just like, oh.
There's a Joe Rogan episode where Dad said shits on Arkansas the whole time for like 3 hours straight.
There was There's somewhere I saw a David Cross went to Little Rock, and nobody would let him do anything for 45 minutes. They were just cheering and hooping and hollering the whole time. And he's like, I'll never come back to Arkansas. This is the worst state I've ever been to.
His Netflix special is fucking just an hour long to shit on Trump.
Yeah, that's...
And it's not funny, so, I mean, it'd be one thing if it was funny.
Yeah. Well, I mean, too many jokes about one thing kind of beats the...
Netflix spent, like, millions of dollars on just hiring old comedians that don't even work anymore to shit on Trump for an hour.
Oh, nice. It's
David Cross has one.
And that's what late night television was about, though.
Focus be on your
and
you think it'll be enough to get you reelected someday?
Somebody else came out of retirement to shit on him.
I can't remember.
Sorry, we're running a little behind today. We'll be with you as soon as we can. Morning. We're backed up out there. How about a little help?
This is the proposal for Billy Cannon to outsource.
How high? Did you explain to Billick that this was for fucking charity?
And I politely reminded him that
there was
he
any
is
accent
mentor
there.
Tulane. Even if we get Billick down to 100 an hour, we still need 200K to take the fishery co-op through bankruptcy. And that doesn't include the restaurant groups or anyone else.
I have no idea what is going on in this movie.
You don't have more money.
I have enough to bring on a few more employees to help with the raise.
The raise? Maybe that would make sense if we had even a modicum of success with our current setup. It's just difficult because of your...
What? The reputation?
You're not thinking clearly. It's a great cause. It's just not working.
Oh, this movie's wild. Just trying to help the BP oil spill.
BP's compensation
Can't do it because he got
funds
caught
and the final
cheating
settlement
with
payment to
a
one
cheerleading
out of
coach.
91,000 people waiting for checks, and that was a $10 million payout to a BP business partner.
The talk line is 555-261-1677.
I had no idea what this movie is about.
Of course, today our guest is Louisiana Attorney General Chris Wilcox. There have been rumors that you would support a permanent ban on drilling.
Those aren't just rumors.
Well, some would call that a radical position.
It's radical to those who haven't researched alternative energy. No one's saying it's going to be easy, but mark my words. The green energy revolution is going to dwarf the technology revolution. We need to be forward thinking. Quite frankly, we don't
A lot
have
of
any
people
time.
bank on some energy, or some technology that doesn't exist yet to solve all of our problems.
I heard Wilcox is going to run for Senate.
He hasn't decided that.
That's funny, because I heard you're going to run his campaign. It's a small town.
Trading bastard.
So what do you have in mind?
Consultant. Keep it dark.
Where do you get out of being a shadow consultant for Wilcox's Senate campaign?
I do good work for Chris. Maybe he gives me a position. Down the line.
Can I get you to something else?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, I didn't miss anything important, did I?
You missed absolutely nothing.
Oh,
Except
okay.
for this dude's working on somebody else's campaign now. So.
Oh, the betrayal. Political backstabbing.
Yeah. I was just trying to recap what we've learned so far, which is pretty much nothing. I mean, Nick Cage is trying to help people with the BP oil spill. He gets caught cheating with a cheerleading coach, so he can't help with the BP oil spill. That's basically what the movie's about.
Those sex scandals, man.
This isn't even a good one.
No.
Was it a reporter that got caught with, he died in a hotel room in LA with like meth up his ass or some shit?
See, that's the way I want to go out.
It's like, yeah, that's a story right
I
there.
want Chris Farley to suck a dick the way I go out.
I'm leaving in the morning.
Oh God, I try to dim. Chris Farley joke, but nobody got the fucking reference when we were doing that.
It's 20 years too late, unfortunately.
Oh man, it's so sad that people don't. We were doing that hosting, that practice hosting thing after the open mic, and of course I'd get up there and do a shitty job of hosting, but the whole time I was only focused on doing a joke for the other comedians at the end.
Yeah.
And it was like, they have those lights on the table.
Yeah.
And I was like, if you can't figure out how to work the light on the table, just raise your hand and I'll come hit you in the head with a tack hammer because you are a retard. And nobody got that it's the David Spade speech on Tommy Boy.
Yeah.
And I was just like, fuck y'all.
Everything is great.
Maybe I've seen Tommy Boy too many times.
Yeah, maybe.
I think that is my favorite Chris Farley movie.
Big guy in a little jacket.
I'm thinking of leaving my job.
Yeah, fat guy in a little coat.
My kids.
Oh god, I didn't know I could freaking do that movie word for word almost.
Trying to think. That's unfortunately probably season 5 of The Simpsons for me.
We're at like the 45-minute mark. Where that's where the camera screwed up last time. Hopefully that won't happen again.
I'm looking at you, camera.
It's recording. Hopefully everything seems to still be working. I just don't know what the fuck is going to happen in this movie.
I know, I'm actually excited. How is Nick Cage going to get out of this? Is he going to get the Senate seat?
I'm drinking with you.
Who's this chick?
That's Sarah Paulson.
You're not going to end up.
Every girl is going to be Sarah Paulson.
I was about to say,
at the end of this movie for me.
I think you've said that 3 times. I don't know.
Yeah. There was another chick, Nielsen. I don't know.
No, I was
getting younger.
Until I wasn't.
Functioning alcoholics for the win.
You gotta pretend to be sexually attracted to Nicolas Cage. That's some acting right there.
I know. So she won the Oscar for this, right?
With all the
I think this was on the table.
Seriously? It was just the other night.
I don't know who these movies are made for. That's
Nicolas Cage to make a little extra buck.
I guess. I mean, just padding the stats, I guess. But
$6 million budget, $1 million goes to Nick Cage.
That's one thing. So Zach and Miguel always talks about how like those B horror movies were made basically to work in like mom and pop movie rental stores.
Oh yeah.
And it was like, and they made a ton of money because a lot of the people that would rent those would just never bring them back.
Yeah.
So they would have to order another, $150 copy or whatever for
the majority of them were just people who were looking for something to do. They didn't have cable.
Well,
back
and
then.
that's one thing. Like, like 3 nude scenes was required. And
that was cheap porn right there.
And of course, and he actually works for Troma Films, and he said they have gotten a habit of shooting the nude scenes the first day. That way, the girl can't back out later on, because apparently that's happened. Where
those motherfuckers on Troma set the standard for fucking how to make a B movie.
They'll shoot like days of film, and then the girl will be like, "I'm not doing the nude scene," and I'm out, and then they got all those days of filming that were wasted. Yep. And they're like shoestring budget company.
Sarah Paulson has a lot of freckles on her mid-arms.
It's almost some Friday Night Lights music going on.
You were talking earlier about the pictures of the family in the back scenes of or background of the movie. License plates are always something that I pay attention to.
Oh
I don't know why.
This is reminds me of the whole Chet Hanks thing. Have you seen what he? So apparently, I guess he's raised by a Jamaican maid.
Really?
Is why he can do the accent so well.
Oh, okay. Chet Haynes is a weird motherfucker, by the way.
Tom Hanks' son is a wild dude, and he, apparently that's wild. Like, all the Jamaican people's like, he's dead on with that accent. They don't even get mad.
Jamaicans are over there like, yeah, son, we know what you mean.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Arrangements to take care of the bills.
You know, I guess it's the same as being raised by the Spanish-speaking maid, and like I got 2 languages I'm fluent in.
When I was real little, I think I could count to like 100 when I was like, because I had a Mexican nanny or babysitter when I was little.
I wouldn't do that to your wife. Yeah.
I knew all the cool words like culo, puta, shit like that, but that was about it.
Not what I heard.
Oh yeah, me and
my advice is stop spending your own money.
Mexican best friends and those back and forth to each other all the time. So.
You don't have to be the hero. You just have to make it look good. What the hell is that?
It drives me nuts that he doesn't even attempt to accent.
You know what's funny? I walk around the city.
Who has more hair?
So his mom would have to have a really good Louisiana accent or something to.
They don't remember anything after that. The speeches I gave on
I've seen that dude in other movies, and
fucking
he's looking rough.
None of it. Yes, sir. Louisiana.
That's the ones that, like, in the new Coming to America.
You've been back on that horse.
Like, James Earl Jones is in that. He's been dead for quite a while, hasn't he? Like,
you know what? I don't know. To be
he
honest
has a badass scene in that, and I was just like, he's been dead for multiple years. So like,
what the fuck is going on?
I need to look that up because he's funny in it, and but I was like, damn, they had to shoot this 2 or 3 years ago or something because I'm pretty sure he's been dead for a while.
Oh my god.
May she rest in peace.
That's like that A Tribe Called Quest album. Like Phife Dawg dies, and then like 2 months later they put out a new album, and they're like, yeah, we had his part recorded.
Yeah, I think they keep releasing Tupac music.
Yeah, that happened for a little while. I think it's, every so often. They gotta burn through that back catalog.
They'll just remix it.
Yeah. They made him into a hologram. Why not make a new rap song out of his old rap songs?
That South Park with the hologram. Have you seen that one? Mm-hmm. There's a Michael Jackson hologram what gets loose, and they have Tupac hologram go chase him down and kill him.
Jesus Christ. I keep thinking of South Park with this fucking movie. I think like the BP guy's gonna sit there like, I'm sorry.
Oh, you don't? For the other podcast, I've pulled up there's a website that has sound drops of nothing but South Park.
Oh god.
And there's tons of them. I was like, oh, this is gonna be fun.
How old is South Park now? It's gotta be like 20 something.
They're on season 24 or 5, something like that.
That's what I figured. I remember not being allowed to watch South Park.
I don't know.
And also quit caring that they're watching South Park.
Yeah.
You're up early.
My parents didn't really regulate what I watched. That's why
Really?
I'm a shithead.
We were in high school together.
They tried to, then they gave up for me.
No, that's what my dad, he would let me watch Steven Seagal movies, like watching him rip somebody's throat out with his bare hands, and then they'd go to a strip club and they'd cover your eyes. Yeah. Can't see titties, but you can watch this murder.
Well, at least the parents were covering your eyes. My mom was like, you want to watch Titanic? And then that scene comes around. It's like, I'm going to go play with the dog under the table. Like, I don't want you guys to see me get excited.
Can you imagine trying to explain to kids these days about having to switch the VHS tapes from Titanic?
It was, you know what, I'm not going to lie. I didn't realize there was 2 tapes to Titanic. I knew there was one with boobs in it.
Yeah,
and that's all I cared about.
So Titanic came in a VHS with like a box with 2 VHSs, and you at the end of the first one you had to pop it out, pop the other one in.
I hope you had a rewind machine too, because if not, then you got to rewind 2 VHSs once you're done with that movie, not just one.
How the fuck are they clapping for? I missed something. Sex tape came out. And they're
like, thank you. She looked great.
You did awesome.
She's in Feinberg's office. She tells me BP admires the work the foundation is doing and has decided to give us a $3.5 million grant. $3 million for existing clients' claims and the remainder for their bankruptcy.
$3.5 million. That's what Nicolas Cage got paid for this movie.
BP ended up paying like billion,
yeah,
40 billion or some shit.
It's just like, please just stop talking about us.
Yeah. We destroyed millions of people's way of living. So.
Well, why us? There's got to be 10 other organizations just like ours.
Publicity.
Exactly. So if you're BP, why associate yourself with a disgraced politician?
Because you're in their pocket now, bitch.
Hang on just a second. You have one sex scandal and you're a disgraced politician.
You want to send back the money?
Yeah, how many politicians have tons of shit just slung at them? And like,
nowadays they have publicists, and the first thing that they do is the Chris D'Elia defense is like, yeah, I realized I had a problem. I'm going to rehab. That's like Harvey Weinstein went to rehab like as soon as all that stuff came out.
As
like,
soon as Me Too got a hashtag.
I went to a resort rehab, and that fixed me. I mean, they do that. I mean, like, fucking
get ahead of the story type shit.
Publicists are fucking evil, dude.
Publicists are the celebrity lawyers, I guess, at the end of the day. Tons of jokes about how terrible lawyers are.
I think, I mean, Louis could have done that probably and been like, Louis C.K. could have been like, oh, I went to rehab for jerking off in front of people.
Turns out it's a bad thing to do, and I've got it implanted in my mind, guys.
Yeah.
Let me do a new special.
I got away with it for 15 years, but...
Netflix, you've been hiring tons of people. Hire me again.
I mean, the GCCF's been hit with a ton of criticism.
Boy, that is close to a Canadian tuxedo there. Denim on denim.
Oh, Jesus. At an airport, mind you. Like, why would you want to wear a denim shirt at an airport?
Is she a publicist or something? Like,
so what's the plan?
The way to get over the scandal is to get under her.
Fishing village?
Yeah, the fishing village. Who do you think my clients are?
You see how well they're hitting it off?
I don't know what the fuck is going on.
I don't know either, but if we didn't get copyright struck for this movie, we're getting it for this song.
Well, I think the way I film it is... I got away with it last time. So far, I've got away with it on YouTube, but I only have, like, the last episode didn't have very many views, so... We're flying under the radar. Yeah. Plus, I snuck a Jelly Roll song in on the intro, so... I was sure I was going to get flagged for that. I think...
keep it under that 100 viewer count. We're good to go.
I think Disney's probably going to smack us with one on National Treasure. And
it'll take 2 seconds of being up.
Disney don't play around.
No. Turns out KGB Film Media isn't the best.
They might send somebody to my house after and see what we say about it.
There has got to be some Night of the Living Dead style, like Nick Cage movies, where the director just happened to forget to copyright
there's some scary ones. I was looking. I'm kind of looking forward to those.
Can I tell you something?
Holler at me. I love horror movies.
I think you got a phone.
Night of the Living Dead, though, not copyrighted. You can.
I know it's
film
in the
that,
background of every movie. That's what's on TV.
Yep.
Yeah.
When people are broke, sick with dispersants.
There's got to be something like that for a Nick Cage movie. Somewhere.
Yeah. These people are like,
can I help you with these drinks?
Nobody gives a shit. She was a cheerleading coach. God, how do you turn that down?
Lady of yours, she's something else.
So, do any of these other actors sitting here with Sarah Paulson and Nick Cage feel like I do when I'm at an open mic with real comedians there, where it's like, oh my God, I'm around like the top dogs right now.
Yeah. If you're an extra and you're just sitting there chatting with Nick
they're
Cage.
in the background. This guy's got a fucking man bun going on. He's like, that's Nick Cage over there.
After they cut, dude's like, can I stay at one of your houses?
Like, what are you doing after this?
You have 15, motherfucker.
So they couldn't get Google's endorsement, but they definitely got Budweiser.
They're cutting the top off of a lot of other beers. I love how they.
That didn't take long.
Yeah. I love what they do now in I remember the
a titty.
The TV show Glades. It's like a damn Dodge commercial, the whole thing. Like every time they pull up in a car, it's like a slow motion, like low angle set, and they're like, and like every vehicle in there is like a Dodge, and I like how they do that in movies now. Which freaking Transformers was just like a damn Camaro commercial.
Oh fuck yeah, it was.
They do some good.
They got rid of Shia LaBeouf and brought in the product placement.
Yeah, they
Senator Owens, Washington, D.C., and Metairie
They do some serious product placement in cars these days.
Sources familiar with the investigation said investigators are looking into whether Owens
They'll do it with Apple too. A lot of like, make sure you get this laptop logo in here 90 times.
Oh yeah. Well, hell, 100% of anything I watch anymore, it's like they all have fucking Apple MacBooks, but it's like there's a sticker over the Apple or something.
She was like, "You can shoot my titties in low light, but
I got the robe on.
Yeah.
During the daylight."
Mark will just be a minute. Can I get you something to drink?
No, thanks. I'm fine. Hello?
Sorry, honey.
Fucking prick.
Not go to the Kanye concert alone. Now, Janie is not an adult. $160,000 cash.
Go to the Kanye cult church group meetings. Have you seen those things? You buy a $100 hoodie at church.
Okay, Pumpkin.
It's alright with me, man. Ye put out my beautiful dark twisted fantasy.
What else do you know about
The sad part is I do know people who are that hardcore Ye fans.
I think the producer from the H3H3 podcast is all about Kanye West. And he goes to those damn things and buys the merch. And it's like, I paid $80 for these socks.
I've never spent $1 towards Kanye West outside of buying his albums, granted.
Yeah.
Never gonna buy some Yeezys, never going to his church. But god damn it, the motherfucker did put out the college series of albums. And My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, fuck 808 and Heartbreaks, and anything that came out of My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy. But
you just need the right spin. And the machine to spin it.
He's the voice of a generation, dog.
Oh, so he's in their pocket
Being
now.
one of BP's most influential shareholders has its perks.
So you had them donate $3.5 million into my foundation to test the waters for a Senate run?
What's it to them?
Who's going to finance the campaign? BP?
No. I am.
That is a good loophole.
Well, this is how your government works.
Yep.
Colin Price working to bridge the gap between BP and all the
You
hard-working folks in Louisiana.
get caught banging one cheerleading coach, and then you're in the pocket of BP.
This is about the entire industry. This is about protecting investments. Next few years, every major oil and gas company will be spending more and more token money on alternative energy and safe drilling. Billions of ad dollars will be spent to cleanse their images. And we'll make sure that you're in the center of it all. A hero.
But you're not just asking me to change
That's
my
what
energy.
how the government works. You just siphon money off of
Asking me to turn my
corporations,
back on the claims process.
and we'll keep getting you elected.
It's not you. We'll find someone
Turns
else.
out corporations and media have a lot more sway over people than policies.
I feel like this dude's shirt is a little bit too tight.
I feel like I don't feel like there's anything loose enough for this shirt. This guy, and by that I mean he's not going to take anything too tight. It's like, no, I'm still that size.
He either doesn't have a neck.
By a corporation who's been creating jobs.
He doesn't have a soul, and that's what's important.
That is just not economically sound for anyone.
His neck is doing that thing with stomachs.
Have you ever seen that? Have you ever seen that? There's a documentary called Gas Hole, and it's about
the superdome.
Well, it's actually. I mean, there's a part of it where Shell Gasoline released a study. There was a guy that had a car that was like a 1950 Studebaker that was getting 50 miles to a gallon. And it was like a pressurized fuel gas tank that was instead of liquid gasoline, it was running on gas vapors.
Yeah.
And they did a documented study on this thing, getting 50 miles to a gallon, and they bought that dude's patent and just never released it.
Yep.
And
Stop that shit from happening.
they produced a book that had a lot of this research and stuff in it, and then started to like wipe it off the shelves like right afterwards.
Yeah. Make sure nobody creates something that doesn't keep money spending. Uh-oh.
But there's a lot of suppressed technology from like patent, just like rich companies will buy the patent and be like, yeah, I can't have this yet.
There's no way to make money off of this if everybody can buy one and be done.
I know what you're thinking.
You're a
It's
piece of
really
shit.
not my place.
I'm not gonna work with him, Kate,
Then why take the meeting?
because I at least needed to...
Hear him out? Why?
Even if I never resigned, I still wouldn't have won that Senate seat. They were always maneuvering me. I was in denial.
That's not true. You stand for something.
You stay for a couple more days.
I wish I could. But unfortunately, I have work and children. So.
Well, what would you think about me coming up there to visit you soon? I could spend time with your kids.
I'm not divorced yet, Colin.
Oh, snap.
And neither are you.
You know damn well it's where I live.
Oh, that's right, because it's only, you two that it matters.
What about your career? Do you have any idea what this would look like?
I've already fucked that thing up.
Yeah. I just told you I wasn't getting the Senate seat.
I'm taking BP money now. It's all good.
This truly is a Nick Cage movie if he does get the Senate seat at the end.
And if it means I can't run for office again, so be it.
We haven't got the crazy ass. We definitely got the talking in a whisper.
Yeah.
Everything.
I was taking you to the airport.
We did get the crazy hair for a little bit too.
Let you sleep.
Always has sweet sideburns.
Yeah. As a man who can only grow a goatee, I'm pretty fucking jealous of that shit.
I fucked up trimming my beard before I went to OKC, and I do one side, and then it went too short, and then I tried to match it on the other side, and then by the end I looked like a damn white rapper. So I was like Bubba Sparks.
Looking like Jody High Roller over there.
I was like Bubba Sparks by the end of it. I was like, fuck, I gotta just go goatee, I guess.
Oh man.
Oh god, have you seen?
All right, who's next?
I Hope They Serve Beer in Hell, the movie. It's based on a book.
I know
It's on
so
the,
much
It's
about
on the
it.
Max Tucker books or whatever.
Yeah.
But the movie's funny as shit, and it has oh god, it's not Bubba Sparks. Who's the other? Who's the grilled Paul Wall?
Oh
He's
yeah.
playing a rapper in there.
Oh god.
Dude catches his girlfriend blowing Paul Wall.
Jesus Christ. That made me think of it. What
Your
was
dad-
that, like
your dad is
Bubba
pregnant.
Tap movie or whatnot? What was that motherfucking movie about, like a zombie Elvis Presley or something like that?
Oh god. I've heard that one where what is it? Abraham Lincoln Zombie Slayer. I've
Yeah.
heard that's good, but I've never watched it.
I kind of want to see it, just like the Nick Cage appeal more than anything else, you know?
Yeah.
Oh wait, is that his daddy?
Yeah.
This is the scene to really make you feel sorry for him, so that when he gets the Senate seat, you feel he deserves it.
The Following is what she's in. That's that
The Following?
the Kevin Bacon TV show. I fucking love that show.
Have you seen that movie, It Follows?
Mm.
That's a fucked up movie.
What is it?
It's basically an STD you get where ghost people will follow you, and if you can see them, they'll fucking kill you.
Oh, wow.
And it's pretty fucking dope.
So, I think I mentioned this last time, but on Zach and Nico's podcast, they watched a French movie called Martyrs.
Oh.
Holy shit, that was wild. Apparently there's an American remake that sucks, but the French,
they always do.
The French one is wild. It's like, it's almost like 3 different movies in one, because it like switches genres like 3 times. But by the time it gets to the last one, basically it's about it's about like a Catholic church that is hired some mercenaries to torture people, and they're doing it to women, that like torture them to the point where they're dying and seeing the afterlife.
Oh Jesus!
And then they revive them and be like, "Hey, what'd you see?" Like, it is such a fuck. It is wild.
Oh fuck! I gotta check that out then.
Yeah, I just watched the Zach and Miko Midnight Spook Show version of it.
Yeah, I'm gonna check it out.
It's on. They're on YouTube, and it was one of the strangest. And I think it was one of during Women's Month, he watched a bunch of movies that are like
close the dibs.
Have a woman lead.
Yeah.
They just so happen to all be rape scenes in like every. They're all like revenge for rape movies. You're like,
well, we've got our.
One of them, I Spit on Your Grave.
I've heard of that one.
Well, there's all kinds of remakes of it, but the original one is like, I think it's in like the 70s or 80s.
Yeah.
It's like a 30-minute rape scene.
Yeah.
It's
like a third of the movie.
Yeah.
Been sleeping with your consultant.
What's that new one that just came out with?
She figured that shit out real quick.
Another disaster waiting to happen.
I know I went to take a piss earlier, but did I miss something between Nick Cage seeing his dad the last time and now he's lying in his deathbed?
But you did.
Nope.
Okay.
I apologize.
I have no idea what's going on.
It feels like there's just a checklist for this movie that they're making sure.
It doesn't seem like there's a storyline at all. It just seems like things are happening.
Yeah, blonde girl's still around. She's apologizing.
Yeah.
I don't want to sign.
Oh, I feel like you probably could have seen the film crew in his aviators there.
Yeah. I can't get over her. Like, she's like such a serial killer in the following that that's all I see her as.
500,000. That's how many people have followed the GCC.
That show, it's Kevin Bacon's an FBI agent, of course, and then there's a college professor that is obsessed with Edgar Allan Poe, I guess, and he is a serial killer. Kevin Bacon catches him, puts him in jail, and while he's in jail, he starts a cult on the internet.
Oh, okay.
And he gets his cult to break him out of jail. And they're like, it's like a massive cult, and it's pretty crazy.
I've seen a few Kevin Bacon movies. I don't know if he is.
This is a TV show, and the first 2 seasons are badass. Third season got real stupid, but at the end of the 3rd season, they implied that Kevin Bacon's about to start murdering motherfuckers, and I was like, oh, this is gonna
so
get
he's
good.
on some Charles Manson shit. Then.
Yeah. But they implied that he's about to start just murdering people. And then it got canceled. So I was like,
oh, nice.
He's looked like that the whole movie, but I think he's dead now.
Yeah.
There's no machines hooked up to it.
Yeah. I don't think he just lays there like that.
Not a real hospital.
No. I hate to say it, Nick Cage, as a politician, but you probably could have gotten better health insurance for your father. At least a better hospital. This isn't a very big parking lot for a hospital, mind you, either.
Did I lose his card? Never heard of those cigarettes. Was it Kimpo?
Kimpo? I don't know. At this point, I don't discriminate against cigarettes. If it gets me nicotine, it gets me nicotine.
Been trying those I've never smoked or anything, but I've been trying those nicotine pouches. Just it's supposed to be nicotine, supposed to be good for CTE.
Yeah.
And dude, I get loopy off that shit sometimes.
Oh man, those pouches, yeah. That's how I used to play video games when I was a teenager and lived at my mom's house. Throw some of them pouches in and fucking go for hours.
The first time I did them, I tried that Velo 2 milligram one, and it was fine. And then they were out of them, so I got some like a different brand that was like Zen brand, and they're 3 milligrams, and those damn things will make me sick real quick.
I gotta have that
This isn't a good time.
that chest feeling go on, but
I miss you.
Honey, starting the movie.
I'm with my husband right now.
Can, I just need a minute.
But he's standing there like a real bitch.
Mm-hmm.
There was your husband.
That's one of those moments too where it's like you picked out the fucking movie. Why do you need a minute now?
Oh shit.
Do you think I'm bother telling me?
Yes, of course I will. But it just happened, and I didn't realize.
I'm sorry.
But what did you think was going to happen?
That I kept hanging with you?
Did they actually record a real
stand
phone
up
call
there
for this?
on
You can
that
hear the
podium?
rain.
Yeah.
You could hear his footsteps. It was wild.
This was another $1 million of the budget was for this phone call. Sound authentic.
And if you did, you would have been miserable.
That's one thing I haven't figured out. Like, well, I kind of have,
Maybe not
but
at first.
I can
But what about in
hook
6
up the telephone to this and
or
let
a year?
phone calls go through it. So that'll be cool if we ever need to.
Oh my god.
If we go live and we can take callers. Maybe not this podcast, but
Well, that makes it even easier too, though. You could have somebody call in and just sync up the movie that way too.
I haven't kicked off the Playing Your Fools podcast yet, but kind of want to talk about more serious subjects and stuff like that, and I've got a few other ideas for it, but people aren't jumping on that podcast as much.
Holler at me.
I've got a couple planned, and then from there, I'm just going to have to rely on other people to
come in with the ideas.
I might have you come in, and I'm doing, I might actually have you come in for the first one, because the first one is just going to be me ranting.
There we go.
And I need somebody to help keep me on track. And
That's all good, man. Just holler at me. I'm always willing to do stuff like this. In fact, I'm gonna probably try and get something going here pretty soon in my back room.
If you ever want to just come use this shit, you can.
Hell yeah. I've got a tree painted in my back room in a corner, and I've hung up just like random Simpsons paraphernalia. I call it the Simpsons tree.
Have you seen Theo Vaughn's background?
I've seen at least one of them.
That one, that's just the...
This weekend or last weekend with Theo Vaughn.
there's one where it's the comedians are all painted as Simpson characters.
Oh shit.
That's pretty good.
I need to do something like that. Like,
I was trying to find out, so have you watched The Cabin, the Burt Kreischer thing?
I haven't yet. I've been playing it too, but
It's not very good, but
okay.
There's some funny parts in it, but he has Caitlyn Jenner on there, and
she about to run for fucking governor of California.
But there's one where they're throwing hatchets or axes or whatever, and Sam Tripoli walks by. Like, I'm almost 100% sure it's Sam Tripoli, but I think they completely cut him out of the cabin. Like, he's not in any of it at all.
And you totally see him just walk by in the background on one.
Yeah, he walks by and like picks up an axe and then like walks off, and you're like, was Sam Tripoli cut out of this whole fucking thing?
Maybe he was part of the crew that wasn't supposed to be in the show.
I like Sam Tripoli. He got kicked. I think he just basically 10 Full Hat podcast got kicked off of YouTube, but I love conspiracy shit because it's relaxing to me. I don't know why, because you don't have to figure it out because you're not going to. So
yeah,
like
just take it with what they say,
and like he'll take it like will seem like a legit conspiracy, and then he'll take it like 3 steps too far. But he did a TV show. I forgot what channel it was for, but it was about the Montauk Project, and that's what this new season of Stranger Things is kind of alluding to, the fact that it's going to be about the Montauk Project.
Oh, with what's his face, like basically dying there at the end, but he ends up showing back up.
Well, so they switched it to Russia, but it was actually our government that was doing these experiments on kids. Like they had missing kids in Montauk that was going missing, or they were doing experiments on them.
Holy shit! Just for a second though, it looks like Colin. What was his last name? Price.
Yeah, just drove through a fence and the airbag went off. People don't realize airbags fucking hurt.
Yeah, no, I am terrified of a fucking airbag, by the way.
Like, why the fuck did you do that?
He was trying to prove a point. He was going home.
But yeah, the new season of Stranger Things is basically going to be them time traveling and shit with the Montauk Project.
Have they announced a date for it, or?
I don't know. Those kids are getting old as shit, though.
I'll tell you, it's been like over a year since their last season.
Godzilla and King Kong has Millie Bobby Brown, and then the new Ghostbusters Afterlife or whatever has the younger boy in it.
Okay.
And they look old as shit in those.
Well, I was gonna say even
I'm
that one kid
that
looked pretty old in the It movie.
Yeah.
And
I'm excited about that Ghostbusters.
I need to check that one out. I didn't know they were doing anything.
They need someone to
Yeah, it's supposed to. It actually looks good.
They need great men to insulate them from frailty.
She's kind of adapted a Louisiana accent as this movie's going on.
Only great men know how to make people's powerlessness tolerable.
Just don't know what this movie's about.
No.
I think she just tried to explain it, wrap it up a little bit.
So, did BP clean the oil up, or are we still focused on who Nicolas Cage is sticking his dick in?
I think that's still a problem. Oh, got the dad New Balance shoes on to go run.
Got his Tulane shirt on.
Going back, and the whole title of this movie is real.
Yeah, it's
My father grew up in the city.
There's a theme going
I was
on.
raised in Broadmoor, graduated Jesuit High. My parents had friends who worked at this plant.
His accent gets deeper when he does
I had friends whose
speeches.
parents worked at this plant, and I have friends now who work at this plant. Some of you are here today.
I am wearing a hard hat like the rest of you.
Problems that we face. I understand our frustrations.
He's doing
I'm
the
here to be the solution.
pandering like Hillary Clinton.
We must
I
not
always have a bottle of hot sauce.
let ourselves
Jesus Christ.
And then AOC was doing, you know what I'm saying?
No, I'm saying. No, I'm saying.
But we also can't allow tragedy to force us into making foolish decisions. Instead of wasting our energy vilifying the oil industry and the GCCA,
That's right, the oil industry gets us to work and gets us home from work.
the fact of the matter is,
Got a plastic hard hat on.
we need
That's
each
right. He's a hard-working American man like the rest of us.
In real life, about 50% of those construction workers are on meth.
Yeah, they don't look like that. You know how they're like full-figured?
Yeah.
No.
Oh, he's gonna shit on BP now.
Good legislating is the art of compromise. Good business is the art of compromise.
That is goddamn right.
Life will forever be the art of compromise. Chris Wilcox doesn't understand that around here people go from seafood to oil field. From oil field to seafood. He doesn't understand that a permanent ban on drilling will devastate our local economy. He doesn't understand that you cannot afford to send hard-earned American dollars to the Middle East. I'm running for Senate to move things forward. Not only for this great state of Louisiana, but for this great country.
I just can't imagine being like standing up there and giving a fake speech to these dudes.
Yeah.
And just not feeling like a total douchebag.
Well, even then, like where it's designed to be what they want to hear, and they start cheering, and it's like, you're right, I am awesome.
I wonder if Tulane appreciates all the
what?
publicity.
That's how it fucking ends.
I wonder if Tulane appreciates all the publicity they got from this movie.
Jesus Christ. Nicolas Cage better have gone to Tulane. That better have been his memorabilia from his time there. Okay, real talk. My loosely followed opinion, 7 out of 10.
There's a lot of people that disagree with you.
I would assume so.
I don't know. I feel like I just wasted an hour and a half of my life almost. If it wasn't us just bullshitting about it.
No.
It was.
It was last day to watch on Netflix for everybody watching along.
Yeah, you gotta watch this before May 4th. I did not think about that. All right, you have been watching the Cage Against the Machine podcast. I don't think we have any shows or anything coming up that planned to plug or anything like that. But yeah, flip it on Netflix. Hopefully, I'll have this up before May 4th so you can watch it without paying for it, or maybe
if it's after
it'll
May
be on
4th,
something
go
else.
fuck yourself.
Yeah. All right, but thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.